Coming up on Eagle Vision News, there's a possible end in sight to the Hollywood writer's strike.
Highlights of Biola's upcoming Tory conference.
And reporter Grace Murray hits the streets for a look into rising gas prices.
All this and more coming up on Eagle Vision News. Welcome back to the second episode of Season 9. I'm Olivia Yatuma.
And I'm Kaina Narujo.
Well, we have officially entered the season of fall, and I know I'm a Michigan girl, you're a Texas girl, so there's a lot of fall traditions that I'm still learning about here in California, but my favorite from Michigan is cider mills, okay? So my boyfriend's actually from California. I had introduced a cider mill to him, and he had no idea what I was talking about. So are cider mills common in Texas, or is that just a Midwest thing?
No, actually, they are not. Yeah, that's a new one.
Cool.
I have not heard about that. So yes, I'm from Texas, and our big thing is running through the cornfields. I know it's cliche in the deep South, but hey, it was fun when we were kids. And also they would have scarecrows around the cornfields, and they would have candy inside. So it was super exciting. It was like a treasure hunt.
Inside the scarecrows.
Oh yeah.
Lovely.
Hey, well, you know. It was something fun that we got to do. But hey, as you mentioned, California traditions, and we're at Biola University, so Biola traditions, even better. So one of them that I absolutely would love to know more about is the Tory Memorial Bible Conference happening this fall, and you have plenty of information about that.
I do, and this is your first Tory conference, so I've got lots of information for you all. Biola's 2023 Tory Conference is quickly approaching. From October 11 through 13, the conference will consist of 5 main sessions and various breakout sessions. This year's worship will be led by the Worship Initiative, featuring artists Davy Flowers and Aaron Williams. And to expand on the overarching theme of grace and truth, keynote speakers include Pastor Isaac Adams, author Rachel Joy Welcher, and Biola professor Sean McDowell. But there is far more than just sessions to attend this Tory conference. There will be a singer-songwriter showcase at the Fireplace Pavilion, student-led worship in the Student Union building, a performance from Biola's dance group Sola Soul, a puppy patch, experimental sites on display, and much more. So don't miss Biola's 2023 Tory conference this October 11 through 13.
Do you dream of traveling to far-off lands you've only read about or seen on TV? Biola Study Abroad Fair makes these dreams come true on October 2nd. Hosted by University Events, students are invited to stop by Floor Fountain and the Bell Tower from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to learn more about going away for fall, spring, and summer semesters. Whether it's to the Tower of London, the Colosseum at sunset, or roaming the halls of the Louvre Museum, Biola Study Abroad Fair can help you travel the world this fall. And only a week after, come dance the night away at Sola Soul 2023 on October 11th at the Student Union Building. Biola's annual hip-hop concert includes a performance by The Usual Suspects and other hip-hop guest artists, starting at 8:30 p.m. Make sure to stay tuned for more details coming later this week. Well, there is certainly a lot going on at Biola in the next few weeks, including fall sports.
Reporter Nina Corral highlights Biola's swim, water polo, and volleyball teams and their recent victories. Nina?
Biola sports are coming in hot. Biola Aquatics team hosted their season opener on September 23rd. The women grabbed a 126-78 victory. Biola dominated the 200 freestyle, securing the top 3 spots. The podium was filled by Eagles in the women's 200 butterfly, with Biola students taking first and second. Their next event is held at UC Santa Cruz on October 13th and 14th. In men's water polo, the team has a winning streak of 6 games, and women's volleyball extends their winning streak to 7 victories. Make sure to stay tuned for all the latest updates in Biola sports.
Thank you, Nina. I have made sure to go and support Biola sports in as many home games as possible, but you cannot catch me driving to any away games with these rising gas prices.
Oh, I know. We are practically spending it all on the gas pump. I've never seen these prices so high.
Me either. Well, speaking of, reporter Grace Murray gives us an inside look at rising gas prices and how it's affecting Biola students. Grace?
Gas prices reaching an average of $6.03 on Thursday, but some relief may be on the way. With fuel prices steadily climbing again nationwide, Southern Californians are experiencing some of the worst pain at the pump. According to AAA, the national average for gas in the U.S. currently stands at $3.83, more than $2 less than the California average. So where is that mystery surcharge? Head of Petroleum Analysis for GasBuddy, Patrick DeHaan, links it back to a string of issues at local refineries.
Unfortunately now, as two refineries are undergoing normal maintenance, there have also been two unexpected outages at refineries in Southern California. So if you add that all up, it's a very big pinch on supply.
That maintenance expected to take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. In the meantime, students give their opinion on the situation.
The prices are really high, which sucks because we're already broke college students, so we have no money in the first place. Now we're getting robbed even more.
I just spent $80 on like a very small tank in my car, and my car has terrible gas mileage. So I'm trying to bike all the time because of how terrible the gas prices are, and they're just never going to go down.
But there may be hope to come. Governor Gavin Newsom has instructed state regulators to speed the delivery of the winter blend gas, which has typically been released at the end of October. It's expected to be around 20 to 25 cents cheaper than the summer blend, and that will be coming into effect in the weeks to come. This has been Grace Murray for Eagle Vision News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Grace. Looks like we're going to have to be watching our money a little closer this fall.
And I know for me that definitely means one less pumpkin spice latte per month.
Or the Apple Crisp shaken espresso. Gosh, Starbucks drinks so good this year.
I know. I mean, Starbucks is literally the death of me. I have 4 Starbucks drinks per week. It's starting to be a problem.
Oh my
but you know what? The fall menu is my favorite. We have pumpkin spice latte, apple crisp.
Yes, we are definitely matching. We had to represent the fall drinks.
Right. Pumpkin spice, apple crisp. I personally think pumpkin is better than apple, but that's a debate for another time.
Very, very true. Well, I think I speak for both of us when I say that LA really needs to start acting like it's fall to match the Starbucks menu.
Well, reporter Mia Poston will let us know if it is acceptable to be drinking pumpkin spice lattes or if we're sticking with summer weather for another week. Mia?
Well, thank you, Olivia and Kanan. But personally for me, I'd say I'm always a pumpkin spice latte kind of girl. But if it was up to me, I'd have them all year. But let's move on to what's more important here in the weather. We've seen actually record rain here in New York this week. We're seeing flooding on the streets, in the subways, you name it. So we're really hoping those folks get more of a dry spell coming their way. So we'll have our prayers out for them. But moving on to today's weather here at Biola, we are looking at about 59 degrees this morning, so a little cooler, but then it eventually did get warmer, up to 73 degrees in the afternoon. But if you're going back to class later tonight, it is actually going to go back down to 59 this evening, so hopefully you brought a jacket. But now let's move on to the national weather. We are looking at 72 degrees up here in Maine, and then it does move down to some warmer weather there in Florida. We're looking at 82 to 79 degrees, but where the real warm front is actually here mid-US. So we're looking about 83 up here at the top, and then actually the warmest you see is down in Texas here, 91 degrees. So hopefully those folks wanted that warm weather. But then we are moving over here to the West Coast where we're actually having a bit of a cold front ourselves. So up in Oregon and Washington, we're looking at about 50, 58 degrees is the highest. And then you move down to California where we're sitting at 68 degrees to 70 degrees. But now to our weekly forecast. We do have 73 degrees today here on Monday. It was sunny. That's a nice break from the cloud cover we have been getting this week. But it is moving up a little warmer too, so that's some good news. We're looking at 90 degrees on Thursday, and then it does start to go back down to 89 on Friday, and then eventually 82 degrees on Sunday. So I hope you all have a great night, and back to you at the desk.
After more than 5 months of standing their ground, the Writers Guild of America voted unanimously to end the Hollywood writers' strike on September 27th. The announcement came right after WGA leadership and Hollywood studios made a tentative 3-year deal on September 24th. This allowed writers to head back to work on the 27th, 1 minute after midnight. Other agreements in the deal include minimum wage increases and other financial bonuses for TV writers that last into 2025, and new restrictions when using AI. Writers cannot be forced by a company to use it, and Hollywood studios must notify writers if anything they write or are given is AI generated. WGA members say these are just some reasons why almost 20,000 of them chose to walk off the job on May 2nd. While it is unknown whether the deal will reach a final ratification soon, the SAG-AFTRA strike, who joined the writer's strike on July 14th, is still going on. The Actors Union agreed to negotiate with Hollywood studios for a new contract on October 2nd.
The Senate voted 88-9 on September 30 to pass a short-term bill to avoid a government shutdown, with just 3 hours to spare. Before President Joe Biden signed it into law, the House passed the bill to fund the government for another 45 days. The funding includes $16 billion in disaster relief, but does not include assistance to Ukraine. Speaker of the House and member of the Republican Party Kevin McCarthy played a large role in avoiding this government shutdown by announcing he would drop the Republican demands for spending cuts and policy provisions about immigration to hold a House vote on a stopgap bill. This announcement came after 21 GOPs tanked his more conservative short-term funding bill. Now that this government shutdown has been averted, Senate leaders from both parties have declared their support for sustained security and economic support for Ukraine in a joint statement. The Biden administration labeled this continuing resolution a big victory on funding levels and keeping the government open. On a lighter note, this week's What's Trending is a little bit out of my area of expertise. I know I grew up around 3 younger sisters, so video games were not popular at all in my house. Were they popular in yours?
Oh yeah, they were huge for me and my sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, that's why we're joined by reporter Jake Russo to teach us more about video games and, from what I've heard, a long-awaited release. Is that correct, Jake?
Yeah, that's right. After 10 years of waiting, Counter-Strike 2 finally released. The game is the long-awaited sequel and replacement to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Upon launch, the game reached a peak of over 2 million active players, making it the most played game in Steam market history. Longtime fans of the series are very excited, but also a bit sad following the game's release. Many fans are having trouble giving an emotional goodbye to a community that they have spent so much time being a part of. The Counter-Strike Pro League released a video saying goodbye to the game with a compilation of the most memorable moments in the community over the last decade. Following a successful launch, fans are hopeful that this is the start of a great new generation of Counter-Strike.
Well, I definitely learned more about video games in those 30 seconds than I ever have before.
Me too. I mean, before now, I truly had no idea what Counter-Strike 2 even was, so I think we're on the same page there.
No kidding. Well, to close out our show, reporters Mia and Grace hit the streets to ask Biola students about the worst place to take someone on a first date.
What's up, Biola? We're back for the second episode of The Ick. I'm Grace Murray.
And I'm Mia Poston, and we're here on campus asking students cringy dating and relationship questions. So let's hear what you have to say, Biola. What is one of the worst places you could go out on a date?
Probably a movie, because you can't talk, so you can't get to know them.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's actually one that a lot of people do, but all right, fair enough.
What is the worst place someone can take you out on a date?
The calf, hands down.
So valid, so valid. That's horrible.
You want to show us some tricks on your board?
Yeah.
What's the worst place you could take someone out on a date?
I'd say it would be the movies, because you can't talk during a movie without being disrespectful to others.
Okay. That sounds like a popular answer today. We've heard that before,
It's a
so
good
thank
answer,
you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Alright, let's see. Where's the worst place someone could take you out on a date?
A gas station.
Fair enough.
Hey, what the heck? Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Ick. I'm Grace Murray.
And I'm Mia Poston. It's been really interesting hearing all your answers, Biola, so catch you next time.
Thank you, Grace and Mia. Okay, so I'm about to expose myself here. Ooh. I would say that the worst place to take someone on a first date is a chicken nugget eating competition. And let me explain that. When I was a freshman in college, my first date, My date picked me up and took me to a chicken nugget eating competition, and I actually ate more chicken nuggets than my date. He's now married, so
wow.
I mean, it worked out for him. I hope he didn't take his wife to a chicken nugget eating competition for their first date, but that would be my answer for this question now and forever.
Maybe when she's pregnant, but not like on her first date.
The fact that I ate more chicken nuggets than him, though, was just my favorite part. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, oh my gosh, no kidding. Well, okay, so my friend, she was obsessed with this guy, right? So he ends up asking her out, takes her to his backyard, and says, hey, you want to play Scrabble? And she was like, I have no idea how to play. So they sat there, and while he's like helping her hand move the pieces, and after that she was like, whatever I saw on him, it's now over. And I was like, well, I hope so. So that's the story.
Okay, so Scrabble or chicken nugget eating competition? I mean, those are both pretty terrible.
Oh yeah. I had no idea what to say. What do you even say to that? It's crazy.
Nothing. You say thank you and good night.
No kidding. Well, speaking of, that is all we have for you this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for episode 3. I'm Kaina Narujo.
And I'm Olivia Yatuma. You Eagles have a great week.